If you've ever, and I mean ever, gotten lost in a labyrinth in a classic role-playing game, you know the single most important tool isn't your sword or a fancy spell, it's your map. Well, today we're going to dive into the modern-day fix for those deep, dark, and confusing dungeons.
Oh yeah, if you played the classics, this image probably brings back some memories, doesn't it? For so many of us, this was the only way to survive those massive, sprawling dungeons. You had to do it one careful pencil line at a time.
But let's be real, it wasn't a perfect system, not by a long shot. One spilled drink could literally wipe out hours of progress. An accidental smudge could turn what you thought was a safe hallway into a dead end. And if you forgot which way was north, well, you were probably toast. There just had to be a better way.
And of course there is. It's time to upgrade that old adventuring toolkit. So let's take a look at the modern solution to this age-old gaming problem.
This right here is Grid Cartographer. So what is it? At its heart, it's basically the ultimate digital graph paper. It doesn't matter if you're playing a classic PC RPG, designing your own game, or even running a tabletop campaign. This tool is built for you.
And you really don't have to take my word for it. Just listen to the players of some of the most notoriously complex games out there, like the Wizardry series. They call this thing essential. A game like Wizardry 6 is famous, or maybe infamous, for its brutal, multi-level dungeons with twisting hallways and hidden teleporters. Trying to map that on a flat piece of paper is a complete nightmare. So when players of that game call this a must-have, you know it's something special.
Okay, so what exactly makes it so powerful? Let's dig into how it actually lets you build out these worlds. The amount of flexibility you get here is just incredible. I mean, as you can see, you're not locked into just one style. You can use square grids for those classic dungeons or switch to hex grids for giant outdoor areas. You can have unlimited floors, you can import your own art, but the real game changer, the thing that just blows paper away, it's that last point, a 3D view that lets you see your creation from a first-person perspective.
This really says it all, doesn't it? It's a total upgrade. Every single frustrating thing about paper mapping is just solved. Instead of a flat, static piece of paper, you get this interactive 3D view. Instead of messy eraser smudges, you get unlimited undo. It's a total, absolute game changer.
But here's the really cool part. Grid Cartographer isn't just for playing games. It's also an incredibly powerful engine for creating them. See, the maps you design aren't just trapped inside the program, and this is where the tool really bridges that gap between just being a player and becoming a full-on developer. It lets you bring your wildest creations into the real world. And the process for doing this, it's unbelievably straightforward. First, you design your masterpiece. Then, you export it. You can export it as a 3D model file, that's the OBJ mesh, or as raw map data like a JSON or XML file. And then you can import that directly into popular game engines like Unity, Godot, or Unreal. You can literally walk through your own dungeon. How cool is that? So, are you ready to trade in your graph paper for a brand new adventure? Well, getting started is super simple.
Here are the quick facts you need to know. You can grab Grid Cartographer right on Steam, and it runs on Windows. And hey, here's a little pro tip for you. Keep an eye out during the big Steam sales, because this thing has been discounted by as much as 50% in the past. That's a great deal.
And speaking of pro tips, I've got one last one for you. And it all comes down to this number 2. This is probably the most important number to remember if you're thinking about trying this out, because it makes the whole thing completely risk-free. 2 hours. That's your trial window. Thanks to Steam's awesome refund policy, you can buy it, you can mess around with it, map out a starting dungeon, explore all the features, and if you decide it's not for you, you can get a full refund. No questions asked. It's the perfect zero-risk way to test it out.
And that really brings us to the end. With a tool this powerful and this easy to try out, the only real limit is your imagination. So the big question is, what are you going to do? Will you finally conquer that classic dungeon that always stumped you? Or maybe you'll design a brand new world, all from scratch. The digital graph paper is waiting for you.